Good morning guys and welcome back. This episode is back on the M50B30 Stroker. If you watched the last episode on it about a month, 2 months ago, I started welding the rear jacking points to get ready for MOT. So I haven't done anything since. It's been parked outside for the last month or so. I've pulled it back in. It's currently on the ramp, and today's plan is to get the passenger rear jacking point completely finished. Hopefully make a start on the driver's one, if not complete that one as well. And I've also got to finish off making my exhaust, which is tidy up the exhaust I have. And then MOT, so that's the main goal for the stroker, is to just get it all welded up, get it in for MOT and then be able to test it on the road really. I haven't had it on the road at all since I built the engine probably a year, 2 years ago. And I've only tested it around the industrial estate, so yeah, so that's my goal, is get it MOT'd, get it on the road so I can put the engine through its paces and just check to make sure everything's good with it. If the engine is good, then I'm planning on probably putting it into the silver compact once the cage is done. I'll have more on the cage once I get more tube, but in the next couple of weeks I'll get back on that. V8 wise, if you've been following that, you see we have it started now. Should have another video within the next week or two on that with a bit more progress. Yeah, that's really it. Compact, the stroker, just do a bit of welding as I said. Also, I've noticed over the last couple of weeks we've had quite a few more subscribers, so if you are a new subscriber, thanks for subscribing. I hope you're enjoying the content. Also, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed, just make sure you hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share the videos. Everything helps the channel grow and it's really appreciated. Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, hopefully I get as much done as I hope, and enjoy. Right, so this is how I left it as the last time. I just put a bit of paint on it just to stop it from rusting. So just got to tidy it up a little bit, trim a few bits off, and then just make a piece to cover it up. It's mainly just to cover up the rust. A sill will cover it up, so I don't really care how it looks underneath, as long as it's nice and solid. Yeah, so get some wheels underneath it now so I can take the ramp out, and I'll get started. So just stacked up some wheels just so I can get the ramp out of the way of the area I need to work in. So I'm going to sort out this side first, and then this next. It's not as bad as the other side. So just need to give this a clean up now, get some of the paint off it, get it back to bare metal, and start looking at making a shape then to put back into place. Alright, so with a quick clean in the areas I need to weld to. Just need to sort out this corner first, so I'll probably cut that off now and rebuild it. Alright, so I've just trimmed off that bit in the corner. Just kept a bit on the end, just to keep me in shape and in line. Not that it'll be a perfect shape anyway. Normally we cut the back of sills by a sill and then cut sections out to do small jobs like this. Just makes everything, keep the shape a lot easier. But you know, if you can see up there, I've got about 5 or 6 sills, but all the rear bits are cut out of them, so I'll make up something now out of a bit of 1mm plate, 1mm steel, and it should be sound. Right, so I'll make it out with this now. I need a new pair of trousers, just rip my fucking trousers. So we need some cardboard to make a template. I normally use like cereal boxes, but I think I've used them all. I'm making bits and pieces for my cage. Got loads of boxes, but using bigger boxes, quite thick, is a pain in the arse. Cereal box is best. Right, need to find some box so I can make a template. So just got out a piece, and once I bend it, and that'll fit in there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll get it bent and get it fitting a bit better. So I've just welded a new piece in place. Just got to do a bit on the back. So I've got to clean up all this here and just cut it flush and make a plate, like a piece here just to cover up this section and join onto the bottom. Same here, just need to make a small piece to cover up this, clean it all off as well. It was quite rusty here as well. I didn't cut as much out as I should have, so I've ended up filling a load of that with weld. I'll grind it off. I'll grind it off, make sure there's no holes in it anyway, and re-weld any little bits I need to. It is my own car, so to be honest, as long as this passes MOT, I don't really care what it looks like. And once I cover it in seam sealer and paint anyway, it'll be completely fine. So it's not really making the car last much longer. It's basically just to get me through an MOT so I can test this engine, as long as all the jacking points are solid and there's no rust or anything like that. I'll be able to get through an MOT. The rest of the car is pretty good. Power flex bushes, HSD monoblow coilovers. The car was running pretty good until I blew the engine up a couple of years ago and I just parked it up, so it just needed a quick check over. So yeah, I'm not going to get anywhere near as much done today as I thought it would. I'll get this bit finished, seam sealed and maybe painted. But yeah, so that's next is make a little section for the back, get that welded in, and I'll start tidying it all up then and just make it look a little bit better. So I got a bit carried away. I pretty much welded it all in and I've started seam sealing it. And I forgot I wasn't videoing, so I'll just show you where I am at the moment. So I made a bit to go into the back. I've left this bit open just so I can access the back of these bolts if I need to. They're tack welded on anyway, but just to show you here. These two bolts, they're tack welded on, so but normally on a compact this bit is left open. But whoever welded them up last time completely covered them in. I had to cut these open so I could get access to these bolts when I was doing the power flex bushes. Yeah, so yeah, I've just made a bit of a box at the back, patched up the little bit that was gone on that area as well. That's how it currently looks. Along here was still a bit rusty, so burnt through in a few places, so I just filled the holes with weld. I'll probably grind these smooth back now. I've just undersealed underneath for now, so it'll dry and I can get a bit of paint on it before I go home. Probably won't even grind them off, I'll just probably seam seal over the top of that. As I said, the cylinder's going to be hiding it, and it's my own car. It's not going to last long either, so who cares. Yeah, so I finish off seam sealing that. I'll let it dry. I'll whack a bit of primer on it and etch primer on any of the bare metal, and it should be sounding. I didn't bother grinding off the welds, just seam sealed over them, it was easier. No point taking any extra time making it look pretty when I don't need to. Yeah, so I just ran some seam sealer over all of it, so nice and solid now. This area, if you watched the last episode on this, I had to rebuild all this section so I could re-bolt the subframe mount back in place. That's the main reason why I started welding it. And I'll probably have to do the same with this area as well, because that's probably very rusty. But yeah, so that's pretty much done. MOT-able. I just have to pop a bit of paint on it. It's not the tidiest of jobs, but as I said, it is on my own car, and it'll probably never. You'll probably see a couple of months on the road, and that'll be about it. So I don't care what it's like in the future. The car was completely patched up before I bought it. That's why the sills are so bad. A couple of days before I bought the car, it was MOT'd, and I had loads of welding done for the MOT. And I just basically patched over the top of the rust. I don't think they cut any rust out. Looks like they just patched over the top of it. So everything underneath them rusted away, and basically the plates that were welded on, there was nowhere for them to sit anymore because the metal they were welded to rusted away. So that's mainly why I've been doing these sills. It was a cheap car and I bought it a few years ago, about I don't know, 600 quid I think it was. So it wasn't bad. I had 12 months MOT at the time. I drove it for a couple of years. It's done me alright. Yeah, so if I can get through another MOT to test out the stroker, that's a bonus. It's only the sills that are rusty. There's no back arches on it because I cut them out when I first got the car and put the over fenders on, once again because the arches were rusty. The car was probably parked by the sea or something, I don't know. But yeah, so I'll let that dry and have a cup of tea, have a quick fag, and then I'll paint that. Right, so I've primed it, stuck a bit of black paint on it. Same on the rear. So it's nice and solid now. It should pass an MOT no problem. Yeah, so that's that one done. I'll do the driver's side next weekend and hopefully get the exhaust finished as well. I've got a few little jobs, just like get the lights wired up, make sure everything's working, get some good wheels and tyres on it. I've got banded steels for the front, so I get better tyres for the ones that are on the rear, and I'll put my other banded steels back on the front. I think they've got rain spots on, so I don't think I need tyres for them. Yeah, hopefully I should be able to MOT it in the next couple of weeks. As I said, it's mainly so I can test out the stroker engine, make sure it's good, has plenty of power. I don't want to bother putting it into my silver compact and then just it not get blown up after the first day or anything. So yeah, so I'm not sure how much I filmed today. As I said, once I start working, I forget to put the camera on. Also sometimes just grinding and welding stuff is a little bit boring. So. But yeah, so as I said, plan for next weekend, get back onto that. I'm going to try to concentrate on this now for the next couple of weeks. Mainly so I can get it on the road. Also, it's fully polybushed, HSD monopros, all of that stuff. So once it's on the road, if there's any drift days, I could easily take this instead of taking my 330 daily. I'd much rather bend the back of this in than bending my touring. Yeah, so concentrate on this over the next few weeks, get all the little jobs done on it, just tidy it up, get it MOT'd, get it on the road. As I said, once I get some more tube for the E36 compact, the silver one, I'll get back onto that. Next video for that will hopefully bring you a bit more progress. I'll try to get as much as the cage done as possible before doing another video on it. As I said, once the cage is done in that one, it's just a matter of fitting an engine, sorting out some wiring. I'm going to go for tucked wiring loom if possible. So as minimal in the engine bay as I can. I've already pulled the fuse box and everything out of there, that's inside the car. As if you watched the videos you would have seen a mess of wiring. Yeah, so that's it. Once again, if you are watching, make sure you hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Like, share, comment on the videos, it all helps the channel grow. And yeah, see you next time.